Hey there, everybody. Hal Fisher here, lead coach with the Job Killing Program. Today here with Corey Long out of Dallas, Texas. So, Corey, welcome.
Man, it's good to be on here and to talk about one of my favorite subjects, job killing.
Awesome, man. Well, I know we were just talking a little bit earlier. You've actually just celebrated
Yeah.
killing a job over there in the Long family. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we started about probably 3 months ago. My wife's been working part-time. We own another business in addition to the job killing that I do, and she had been working to kind of help get cash flow going and that sort of thing. And we had finally got to a point where she didn't need to work anymore, and I really needed her to do other things. She's actually built a couple of sites for me already, and she's actually enjoying doing a lot of that too. So it's a family affair around our household, man. Our daughter's doing it. She's involved in it. I'm involved in it. We're all doing it. So.
Wanted to take a few minutes here to talk to Maria Galloway. She's one of our top students in the program, actually a longtime student in the program as well. So Maria, welcome.
Hi, Hal. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you. My name's Maria Galloway, and I start with my age. I'm 50 years old, and I start with that because a lot of people are young, and I just want to say real quick, I'm proud of the young ones out there, so keep it going. I worked at corporate Avenue for years at Pfizer Pharmaceuticals and a loan officer. However, for the past 2 to 3 years, full-time on the internet. Okay, so I met Brad Campbell, before the job killing with his lazy MLM, got into that, followed him into job killing, long story short. So grateful to be in this. It has changed my life. It literally has changed my internet career. I'm a stay-at-home mom, 3 kids full-time, 1 stepdaughter. It's hectic. But this enabled me to literally change my financial status.
The pleasure today of interviewing one of our students who is also a Navy spouse. Let me go ahead and introduce you to Nikhil Wright. Hey, Nikhil.
Hi, Al. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. Let's just start. Just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your background.
Oh, absolutely. I have been married to my husband, who's a naval aviator now for about 19 years. He's got about 24 years of service altogether in the Air Force and the Navy. We have 2 kids, and San Diego is our 10th location in 19 years. So we've done a lot of moving all up and down the East Coast of the United States, and now we're on the West Coast, so that's a little bit of a change. And the other Navy wives will also recognize he's been on 6 deployments, I think, which leaves me home with the kids for 6 or 7 months or so at a time to be a single parent. Now I look at it, since I'm in the job killing program, I look at it as a benefit because, every couple of years I feel like I'm going to go someplace and it's going to be a wide open market for me. And so I'm actually looking forward to the next couple of moves. But, in years past, I've tried a lot of things that I think most spouses probably try. We get more education. So I've got a master's degree in business. I've also tried home-based businesses. I have had a couple of different successful party businesses. But every time we move, I lose my whole customer base, and you have to rebuild it from scratch. So that's also hard. I didn't like not having control of my income or my career. And so, job killing is a great fit for me because it makes moving around a benefit because it's going to give me great flexibility in growing my business, and it gives me control of my business. I can grow it as large as I want.
Todd Boskowski is here with us today to talk a little bit about the job killing program and what his success has been and why he got involved with the program. And so Todd, welcome, and please just start by telling us a little bit about yourself and your background.
My name is Todd. I was Air Force active duty for 10 years. Got out in June 2013, transferred over to the Guard, went to school for a while, tried to search for jobs, looked online for things to do just to make extra money. Ran into Brad Campbell and got involved with one of his business opportunities. and that pretty much snowballed into search engine optimization and internet marketing. Fell in love with it, got obsessed and addicted to it, wanted to learn more, and I went on my own to seek other people, other online marketers, bought courses, things of that nature, and I kind of went on my own for a while, and then later on I bumped into Brad again, and he had this job killing program. I checked it out, and because I worked with Brad before, I had all my trust in him, so I just dove in with 2 feet and just started running.
Talk to us a little bit about your journey over the past few months, and how things are going now in your business.
Okay. Oh, gosh. I'm so grateful. That's the first thing I have to say. You get in, you do one niche, you stick with it, you follow through, follow the steps, follow the week 1, week 2. It's very simple. So that's what I did. So at this point, 5, 6 months now, I have about 7 of my own sites and businesses going. I then partnered with another family member, Chris Riddle, and we have partnered for about a month, and we have 5 businesses going already. So I could say right now I'm working from home, making a very good living. So thankful to Dan and Brad. I can't tell them enough.
Got in, started the program, got my first site up within 3 weeks. When I had gone through the process, got my first site up, and within 3 weeks started getting leads. Wasn't sure what to do with them. Kind of like you were talking about earlier, it's like, okay, now what do I do? I got these leads, and before long I found a company, and we got kind of hooked up. Now I'm sending about, just off of that, just for that one company, I'm sending somewhere right around 150 to 160 leads a month right now. And he's closing a chunk up. Like my daughter, she wanted to come build she wants to buy a Jeep. And so I told her, I said, well, let's build an asset to pay for the Jeep. So she's built a photo booth site, and she's built this other site, and she's starting on another site right now. And so by the time she hits college, she should have a $5,000-7,000 a month income from just passive income from these little sites and what Job Killing teaches. And she has no knowledge. I mean, she was a newbie. It's a simple process. You just repeat it over and over again, man. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.
I've been in Job Killing for nearly 5 months now, and it took me a while to get my first client, but got my first client, which is something in less than 5 months. That's great for me because I've been already at this point been doing SEO for nearly a year. So just from the Job Killing program, I could have done this process in half the time. Just from there, it's a rinse and repeat process. Once you get one client, once you get the core concepts down, you can really just take it by the horns, run with it. It's a rinse and repeat process. You can do it in any industry you want. I was working as a housekeeping manager. Absolutely hated it. It's not one of those jobs where it's not a glory type job. It's not something that you would really want to do. And once I started gaining some traction, and also myself, I saw the confidence in myself in doing this. And for a while, I think I was blocking myself. Once I got out of my own way and I started gaining traction, I said, the heck with the job. I think sometimes you just got to jump in the deep end, and it's sink or swim time, which I think a lot of veterans know an awful lot about.
So how would you say, for people looking at this that maybe don't have internet marketing experience, is this something that they can learn? Is this like a teachable skill? Is it laid out in such a way in the program that anybody can really do this?
Oh my gosh, this is the easiest, I'm not just saying this either, the easiest program to follow that I've ever seen. And I've looked online for 12 years. Seriously, the steps, the videos, local businesses you're dealing with. You're not dealing with an MLM with millions of people. I'm saying if you have no experience and follow the steps and we help you inside the group, you can do this. Anyone could do this.
I had maybe a year, 18 months worth of internet marketing experience, right? I could build things and all of that stuff, but I don't need any of that for this program. All of that stuff was way too complicated, way too hard. It took me a long time to learn it. It takes a long time to do it. And so when I started this program, I could put all of that to the side and then just follow a few simple steps and use a couple of really simple programs instead of doing all of the hard, complicated stuff that, you know, if people are looking at internet marketing courses and all of that stuff and they make it sound so hard and complicated, run away from those, because they can make it really hard and complicated and you can spend years and a lot of money and not get anywhere. Whereas the difference with Brad and Dan is that they've laid it out, it's simple, it's easy to use, and you can do it almost immediately.
We normally see people who don't have internet marketing experience. As a matter of fact, that's, you know, kind of one of the things that a lot of people ask us. You know, do I have to have internet marketing experience? Do I have to have online marketing experience? Can you talk a little bit to that, as you were somebody who had that kind of experience with the information in the course? Do you think that that gave you a benefit, or had to relearn a lot of things, you know, that you did, or, you know, how did that help you and how did that benefit you? Or, you know, do you think it was really that important?
I think it definitely fast-tracked me. I had a really good foothold on internet marketing and search engine optimization, SEO. And after speaking with Dan, he said that this program specifically holds you by the hand. It's designed specifically to walk you through and hold you by the hand, so that way you don't get completely overwhelmed. And if anybody is brand new to internet marketing, there are going to be times where you can be completely overwhelmed. But once you get the core basics down of how internet marketing is done, how SEO is done, it's really just the process that you just gotta fine tune and just learning new things. And you know, I really became addicted to it, and it consumed a lot of my off time, because I really saw the opportunity, the power behind you know, learning these strategies and learning internet marketing as a whole, and also as a business moving forward.
Why is this program, you know, different than maybe some things that you've tried out there, you know, before online, or some things that you've heard about, or maybe some people that you talk to that haven't had success, you know, with other things online? What's the secret here, man? What's the difference? Why do you think, you know, people like yourself and lots of other people in the program are seeing similar results in a very quick but sustainable way, right? So
Right.
What do you think it is? What's the difference in what we're doing here with the Job Code program?
Business in itself is something that, especially with this type of business, you've got to have something that's it's going to add value. It's going to give somebody something that they need. And with local small businesses, all of them need business. And so it's something that adds enough value that they want. And I guess that's even something that's even more interesting is the companies that I'm working with, they don't mind paying me every month. They want to see me come in their door. They want to see me paid a bigger check, because that means they made a whole lot more money, because that's what I'm all about.
With specifics to our program, kind of how it's set up, I think it's set up beautifully for veterans, because, you know, the military took me in as a 17-year-old kid, knowing nothing about nothing, and taught me a skill, you know, similar to yourself and everybody, regardless of what branch of service. So how do you think, as far as the structure with the job killing program, you know, with the training and the way the modules are set up for that, the coaching aspect of it, the mentorship aspect of it, and the mastermind, how do you think that that's beneficial for veterans?
You know, it's one of those things, and being a veteran, transitioning out, I think a lot of veterans have a tendency to lose and miss that connection that's part of being something bigger of yourself, something that's more meaningful. And I think that a lot of veterans out there feel a lot of the same way. They want to stand for something. They want something. They want their life to mean something, and they want to be a part of something bigger. And the Job Killing group offers just an amazing group of people business-minded people, but at the same time, all geared towards one goal, helping each other out. And so, and that's what's very unique is, I'm not a sales type of person. There's so many people in the Job Killing program that are just killing it with sales, whereas I have the background in the technical aspect, so you can really team up and help each other out. The modules, they're designed as I would call it as a crawl, walk, run stage. Once you get past 5-week training course, it's pretty much kind of like you're unleashed. And of course, there's still all certain types of support, help. There's bonus material and things to really help you out. And from somebody that I have bought a lot of courses from on the internet, I've never come across a program that offers the value and the support that Job Killing provides.
The whole kind of residual passive income, that's the quickest way, that I know to, make sure that you've got things in order, right? With,
right.
We all have got our monthly bills and things like that, and how good is it to know that you've got that stuff taken care of, like right before even the month starts, right? You already kind of, you've got it set on autopilot how much you're going to make that month, right? And then
right.
Everything on top of that is, is gravy.
I've been in this thing, 3-4 months now, and we're already, my wife's quitting her job. We're already at a point where we're looking at changing our whole lifestyle in the next 4 or 5 months, and actually traveling and doing just ministry work full time. So that, because what this allows you to do is create those income streams, and once you've got them created, the work after that is very minimal.
If it wasn't for this program, the Job Killing program, the mentorship and the coaching from Dan and Brad, where would you be now? What would you be doing?
Oh my gosh, what I'd be doing is still doing MLMs, chasing people. Might even have had to go back to that JOB thing. Still making lousy money, doing MLMs, and chasing people. Where I'm at right now is I'm making thousands of dollars every month. Okay, and I just started. I'm able to pretty much do what I want, when I want. Now, I live in California. Let me just specify this. I'm still in an apartment. Okay, I'm saving for my first home because Job Killing is enabling me to finally save money. I'm not kidding. I can almost cry right now because it's so hard to buy a house here.
To be honest, I'm not really sure. I know that I've always known for a while that I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to own a business. I don't even know where I would be if I never stumbled upon internet marketing, to be honest with you. I definitely wouldn't be here, without a job, and I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at without the Job Killing program.
I've known Dan Klein for 6, 7, 8 years now, and I was actually a student of his in one of his programs before, and just got tremendous value. And the guy has always been on the forefront of what's happening, and he's not afraid to move where the puck's going to be rather than where the puck is. And the great Wayne Gretzky said that, right? He said
right.
That's what made him so great was all the other skaters would skate to where the puck is. He would skate to where it's going to be at. And I think with Dan Klein, that's definitely what he's done. I've watched him build this model firsthand, over the last couple years, and go through the trenches and find out what niches work and what type of deals you can do with what kind of owners. And then, he's been there and done that. And then you look at a guy like Brad Campbell and, just the SEO genius that he is, and with the sites that he has, and you put these two guys together, and it's just incredible the amount of value that they bring to the marketplace, but and to the students that serve that marketplace. So talk a little bit about working with Brad and Dan. What's that been like?
These guys, from the very beginning, one of the things Dan told me on the very first phone call was, I'm going to be watching you. I'm going to be emailing you. I'm going to be making sure that you're doing this and moving forward and getting your business where it's going to be. And he checks up on me. He truly is interested in whether I'm being successful or not. And I've never been a part of any kind of coaching program, at all that has ever given that kind of attention. And so both of these guys, man, Brad's the same way. You know, I've asked them questions about clients that I have, you know, and wrote them something and said, hey, I got this client, this is what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. What do you guys think? And, you know, I don't know what their hourly worth is right now, but every minute that they have in the day is worth a lot of money. And they're very willing to share and open their door and say, hey, here's where I'm at, and here's what I think you should do, and offering value all the time. You know, they're dropping information about, you know, he'll close a deal and just give it to whoever's in that area, or he'll call and have something set up to where you know, there's some new thing or whatever, and they'll just give it away to the group for free. And I'm like, really? You're gonna? You know, I asked him that before. Really, you're gonna give that away for free? Yeah, man. We just want to help everybody in the group get to that next step. So they genuinely care. They do want you to do better, and they do want you to be successful with the program. And I think that's what's kind of interesting is they go above and beyond what I would expect. So that's the kind of guys they are. They want to see you succeed. They want to help you. They want you to succeed. They're excited for you when you succeed. And so they're there for you when you need that help and that support, even though a lot of times they probably don't have much time in the day. They're still in the group, popping information in there, giving answers, answering questions, doing all that kind of stuff in the Facebook group. It's pretty amazing.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, BK, as I call him, Brad Campbell. So BK, working with him in the past is an incredible experience. He's very honest, gives more value than I've seen in the internet world, much more value. So put him together with Dan, who I met through Job Killing and on the phone, and I love his feistiness. He's very feisty. He's very blunt. That's how I am. And I just love the combination of Dan and Brad. So when they came together and they have this Job Killing, every time I get a client, I get on my knees. I know it sounds stupid to some, but I get on my knees and I thank God. And then I thank Dan and Brad.
Well, I've personally worked with Brad for even a year before Job Killing. So, you know, he is generous with his time and his energy. And again, they just really, really want you to succeed. And Dan is focused, and you know he'll push you in the pool. You know, you've got to, you know, because he knows that standing on the side is not where the fun is. And so he wants you to have fun, and he wants you to get it done and have a good time. And so together, you know, having both of them give you that perspective and give you the information that you need is like the perfect mixture.
I would say it's refreshing from somebody who's been involved with internet marketing for 18 months. Dan and Brad are the real deal. They're legit guys. They're just like normal guys, your everyday guys, your neighbors. Anytime that a successful business owner who is crushing it like Dan and Brad are, and they set aside the time for the little guys, call them up on the phone, you know, give them a little bit of motivation, tell them what they're doing wrong, maybe give them tips and things like that. That is something in the internet marketing world you don't see ever. Take it from somebody who's bought course after course after product, trying to make this business work, trying to make the internet marketing business work for quite a while now. You don't ever see that online, ever.
Yeah, when I think about both of those guys, you know, and my interaction with them, the first thing that comes to my mind is service, right? They're there to serve, you know. They do what they teach. You know, they teach us in the Job Killing program to give first and receive second, and to always be of service, you know, to our clients. And they're the epitome of that definition.
These guys figured it out. They spent the money and the time over years figuring out how to do this stuff, and they simplified it down to where it's just a process. And so you click through and you literally do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and by the time you're done, you've got leads coming in, and you've got customers sitting there waiting for those, and then you've got a legit business. One of the limo owners that I have, we've actually doubled his business in 3 months. Not only have we doubled his business, but he had to go buy another limo the other day to be able to take care of all of the business that I'm sending. And so he calls me. He's about to go hunting in somewhere, Idaho or something. And he calls me the other day, and he said, man, I'm about to go hunting. I've got this new limo coming, and we want to crank things up and blah, blah, blah. And so we're doing all this. And he said, why can't my website get as many leads as your website does? You know, and I was like, well, I can take over your website, but this is what it's going to cost. You know, and so it's funny to these guys that, you know, they might have had a business for years and generating very little to no actual new customers off of it online. And all of a sudden, you know, we kind of pop in the door, and he's getting phone call after phone call after phone call after phone call and email leads and all this stuff. And he's excited when he gets those. He's excited to cut me a check at the end of the month because he made X amount of dollars that he was able to pay me with. And so it's legit. The whole thing is a process that anybody can learn.
So give me a few words that you would use to describe, you know, both Dan and Brad.
Both of the guys are genuine. I think that probably, to me, describes them better than any other word. They're real. You know, this is legit to them, and they're real, and they're going to push you, and they're going to ask you the hard questions.
Oh my gosh, Dan and Brad, I love you both from my heart. They're very intelligent, experts in this field. They're giving you something to know and learn and profit from. But the best thing behind that is you're helping your local business people.
These are two guys with extreme integrity, extremely generous, caring, supporting. People that make that kind of money, you know, that these guys do and have their whole life, it's amazing how humble they are, you know, and I'm always just, you know, blown away by seeing the support that they give people in the group. So, and I think that's important for a lot of people that are watching this. It's like, you know, if you're going to get involved in a program or a course or, you know, some kind of internet marketing thing, know the people who are, you know, behind this program, and they're too humble to come on here and talk about themselves and blow themselves up, you know, bigger than life, you know, which we all know that they are.
Dan is probably your more outgoing comedian kind of guy. He's hilarious. He's very intelligent, but he has no problem whatsoever shooting from the hip, telling it like it is. If you're messing up, he'll tell you. If he knows that you need to be doing something, if he thinks that you're being lazy, screwing around, he'll let you know. And sometimes you need that, and, you know, quite frankly, there's a few times he did that to me. But yeah, great guy, great personality. Like you said, humble and trustworthy. And Brad, he's the same way, but he's more reserved. He's more shy. He's definitely funny though, and if you ever read some of the content that Brad comes up with, he is just incredible. I would compare it to Eminem type of skill level. Some of the rhymes and some of the lines that he comes up with, it's incredible, and that's actually part of the reason what attracted me to Brad in my first business relationship with him. It was just this real unusual, comical yet interesting and funny, off-the-wall content and writing style that he has, and it really is unique, and everybody in the group knows it. And if you would ever come across your site, you would know it too, that you landed on somebody that's very different, somebody that's very unique, and somebody that's very real.
They are like the Energizer Bunny, both of them.
Hello. Hey, this is real, right? You're running a home-based business. Hello. I love it. That's great.
Yeah, so this is my girl. This is
Hey,
one of them, yeah. I can walk them to school in the morning. I could take her lunch in the middle of the day if I needed to. I can be home when she's sick, no problem. Actually, last week she was sick. She had a little stomach virus, and I was able to take care of her and do my work at the same time. I didn't have to call anybody and beg them to let me off work. I didn't have to switch hours with anybody. It just felt good to be able to do what I needed to do and take care of my family. So yeah, that's the reason why we do it.
What's a couple things for somebody that's viewing this, that's maybe looking at joining our family?
Sure.
Over 300 members now. In the Job Killing family. What's some of the things that you could say to them that may move them to really take a strong look at this and look at becoming part of our program?
Oh my goodness! My first thing I would say is get off that fence and get in. Because once you get in, you can quit your job. You can quit that useless, just over broke job. I'm not kidding. This is something that you will learn that you could do for life, and you're helping other businesses. And another thing besides Dan and Brad helping you, literally taking you by the hand, once you get in, we're all there for you.
The opportunities is endless with this. You can literally scale this thing up as far as you want to go. The internet marketing and SEO industry isn't going anywhere anytime soon. It's in strong demand. Not a whole lot of people really know how to do it. It's unique, and a lot of businesses need help because they don't understand this stuff. A thing about business is also profit margins. Profit margins are absolutely ridiculous when it comes to internet marketing and SEO. Experts say that I think the fashion industry is one of the top profit margin businesses out there, and that's at 75%. This industry, you're looking at least the 80s, some parts of it 90s. So there's a lot of profit to gain. Low entry fee compared to buying a McDonald's or buying a gym or things like that. And it's definitely something manageable. You can actually put this thing on a credit card and pay it off if it doesn't work out. Obviously, you still got to work at it. You got to have a great work ethic, and you got to have an open mind.
If you want to have skills that are desirable everywhere, it doesn't matter if we're in Japan. It doesn't matter if you're in Italy, if you're stationed in California or Hawaii or Boston. It doesn't matter where you are, because there are small business owners there and they want more business. And you're going to have a skill set that's going to be able to bring those customers to them in a very short amount of time, because you have a service member that doesn't need to have those kind of burdens, right? They have enough to think about and to concentrate on with their job and with everything they're called to do, that they don't need to be worried about what's going on at home. And so if you can give your spouse that peace of mind, because you can take care of what you need to at home, you can generate as much income as you want, you can work it around everything that needs to be done. If those are things that you want, then don't hesitate. I can say without holding anything back that Dan and Brad, they have put together something that's beautiful. It's perfect timing, and it works.
It's not something that you have to have a ton of time. It's not something that you have to have a ton of money. I've sunk tens of thousands of dollars into building my safety supply business, and yet I should make more off of the job killing than I will off my safety supply business that I've spent tens of thousands of dollars. So for the investment, the fact that it's scalable, the fact that it's something that you can leverage your time and energy into, the fact that it's something legitimate, that you're helping local businesses and you're helping your community, all of those things are something to me that attracted me to this, that it was something that I could leverage me. I don't have to be out there calling and knocking on doors to make a sale. Right now, while we're talking, I've got leads coming in. I'm making money. And that's something that I've never been able to say. And so, man, if there's any one thing that gets me excited is when I know when I go in there in a minute and lay down and go to bed, I'm still making money. So it doesn't matter night, day, whatever it is, I'm still making money. So as a business model, man, I haven't found anything else ever that's like this. because I would have jumped all over it. It's time to kill some jobs, and tonight we got to celebrate her last day on that job. So she came home today and felt really good about not having to do that again. So